and political opposition to the plan, with concerns over privacy and the storage of personal data. The government's countered this, saying that the app will be voluntary and users can choose to delete it if they wish. Ministers say that as the country continues to ease lockdown restrictions, it's crucial to avoid a second wave of infections, and one way to do this is through track and trace mobile apps.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks. More today on Hong Kong, following the US decision to declare officially that it is no longer autonomous from China and therefore no longer eligible to enjoy exemption from US tariffs levied against the mainland. The Trump administration says that will call into question the territory's future as a global financial hub. Today, the views of Chris Patten, the last British governor of Hong Kong. He served there from 1992 until the territory's negotiated handover to China 5 years later. He argues China's new security law banning sedition and secession and imposing new penalties for treason in Hong Kong will undercut the very assurances Beijing gave to Britain in those dying days of colonial rule.
We plainly, as does the rest of the international community, has a really important stake in Hong Kong remaining a great international financial hub in Asia and remaining a free city. We made commitments, promises to people in Hong Kong. And if we're ever to be in a situation again where, without being morally compromised, people will take us at our word, we've obviously got to stand up and get our friends to stand up for Hong Kong and for Hong Kong's freedoms and liberties and rule of law.
The views of Chris Patten, Britain's last governor of Hong Kong. He says the G7 should now put the territory's future on the agenda for next month's summit. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
FSN is an independent source of news for TV, radio and digital networks worldwide. You can find more of our minute-by-minute updates on Twitter. Follow us there at Feature Story. And we have a wealth of audio and video stories from our global news bureaus on Facebook. You can find us there by following Feature Story News. Stay tuned for further updates right here, but for now, that is the latest Feature Story News. Ollie Barrett reporting.
That is the one thing nobody around here ever sanitizes, so I'm pretty impressed there.
What's that, the headphones?
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
You think you get coronavirus through your ears?
No.
Okay. Hey,
Why not?
You could. It's a port.
Right?
It's a port in your head. I never use mine, though. Ears are dangerous.
You never use your ears or your head?
Yeah, either one. Good morning. It's KCHW 102.7. Got your ears on?
I do.
All right, 7:29 right now. You got Scott and Chuck on a Thursday. I don't know if the locals are getting used to the changes. Tuesday, Gene and Mary Kay. Wednesday, Mike Bentz. Thursday, Chuck. And Friday, Brian and Hanson. And on Mondays, I've refused to work Mondays until Jeff's ready to come back. So,
okay.
I'm going to put it all on him. Actually, always during the summers, I've taken Mondays off because I don't get paid. So, and just so you know, you're not getting paid today either.
I'm not.
We did pay Gene once.
Did you?
Yeah, I think it was $5 or $10.
I was thinking like cookies or donuts.
No, for gas.
Oh,
but it actually came out of my pocket, not the radio station. Just because I wanted her to do the show so bad with me.
Oh, that's very sweet.
All right, let's see. Your head is so much bigger than mine. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There we go. Now we're like equal-sized people.
I scooched up a little bit since you adjusted the camera.
All right. Oh, you did, too, because I adjusted it for your back view, and now you're like right up in the camera. But no, you're beautiful, Chuck.
Oh,
all right?
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. We're live on YouTube. I think everything's go. All the little lights are blinking. Everything's green. And it doesn't happen very often.
Outstanding.
All right. Mostly cloudy skies today. Surprise, surprise. Still a high of 80.
Wow.
Yeah. 37% humidity. I'm surprised with the clouds. It wouldn't be a little bit higher, but there is no rain in the forecast. 54 for an overnight low. It'll feel nice. Let's see. Tree pollen. Next 3 days. Really, really heavy. Me and Mike were crying yesterday.
It is bad.
Now, what I thought was funny is the golf course, way more pollen. Mike came down in his truck, and it was literally like he had ran his windshield wipers to see, but the rest of the windshield was yellow, like he'd been out mudding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we dusted the living room a couple days ago, and it was every surface was yellow.
Yes.
It's crazy.
I'm running the air filter you loaned me because my allergies were so bad. I'm running that nonstop, trying to keep it out of there. I'm not opening my. I'm going out the back door and trying to keep as much stuff out of there as I can, and just trying to, even the radio station door. A lot of times when it's nice out, I'll just leave it open. I've been trying to shut, because once it gets in and it's on a surface, and I put my hand on that surface and then I scratch my face. This is actually worse than coronavirus for Scott.
Yeah, no, I'll bet.
And I'm going to go into another lockdown. I'm in one right now, and it's worse than the coronavirus because I can't go outside and go for a walk. I'm already going nuts.
Oh, I bet.
Oh yeah, I am.
No, the pollen's bad. I mowed my yard yesterday, and it was.
The only thing I'm hoping for is, I'm pretty adept at the tree pollen because I watch it every year. But on Saturday, if I continue with the forecast, 88 on Friday and partly cloudy skies. Then on Saturday, 93. I'm hoping that's hot enough just to bake what's left of the tree pollen and kill it. Because it takes a few hot cycles of hot, and then rain, and then hot till it can finally break down and stops forming. All of a sudden, you don't see it on the mud puddles anymore. It's gone.
Right.
And I want that to happen quickly.
Right.
All right, and it could, because Sunday, mostly cloudy, 64 and 47, 20% chance of rain. Then it looks like Monday, 72, partly cloudy. So not a lot of rain in the forecast, and definitely strangely warm temperatures.
I like 72 better than 93.
I did a weather forecast on Tuesday, and I said, it's getting even weirder out there, and I made it echo. Yes, that's right, 93 on Saturday.
Ooh, that's too hot. That's
too fast.
It's too hot, too fast.
Yeah.
That's on Sunday?
And that is Saturday, 93.
Saturday.
Yeah, 88 tomorrow, and 93 on Saturday. Then we're going to drop 30 degrees for the daytime high for Sunday. So it'll be a nice reprieve.
Yeah, it will.
Wouldn't that be great if that happened in August? It's 93 today, 60 tomorrow. Oh, thank you.
It never does that in August.
Well, at night,
we always get all of our rain all at once. Like we get like last week, we get all the rain, and then it doesn't rain for ages.
Yeah, and then a week later, it's fire season.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Really?
Who's in charge of this?
Yes. Let's put in a call.
Karen.
But the argument will remain of actually who's in charge of it. I got tons of bits and breaks today. I thought first one for you, since you're married, you should know this. Well, I should probably know it too. I know so little about women, but this is secrets women keep from you. All right. They're as naturally as hairy as you. Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Is that a surprise to anyone?
There is no such thing as natural beauty. Oh, I don't believe that for me.
That's not true. Look at me.
Yeah, look at Chuck. He has no makeup on today, and he's on YouTube.
I woke up like this.
All right. Hey, there's too much bright light on my head. It's shining. All right, let's see. They use an insane amount of shower products. Yes, they do. They need their closet space. Definitely. They will actually fall in the toilet if you leave the seat up. Have you ever done that once in your life?
Falling in the toilet seat?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think just once, though, for me. I think that's all it took.
Really young. It's not pleasant.
The best thing is my kids owned what was the 49er a long time ago when you came into Chihuahua for the motel. The big house outside of it, of course, we lived in that very old home. Upstairs in the bathroom, there was a pull chain, and it was steel. With one of those corded things, and then with a string on it, but the string had broken off. And
very strong flush on those types of toilets.
Yes. So I'm talking about the light in the bathroom, and they were kind of kitty corner from the sink and the light and the toilet. And I'm like 12 years old, and I grabbed that steel chain and I flushed the toilet, and I woke up in the tub. And I'm like, what happened?
Did the tank hit you?
No. And then I reached up and I did it again. And that time when it shocked me, I knew what happened.
Oh.
So there's a fun one. All right. My last one, the secret women keep from you. They're actually hungry.
Yes.
Those are for like dating girls. They never want to eat.
I'll just have a salad.
All right. Speaking of food, top foods people have made at home during the lockdown. Number one, any guesses, or are you following along?
I'm not following along.
You're not following along.
I have no idea what you're about to say.
All right. Any guesses? It's a breakfast food. It is the number one pandemic food that people have cooked so far. Super simple.
Bacon.
Pancakes.
I was gonna say pancakes.
Oh, yes. Yes. Bacon, see, that's like a side, though. See,
Right,
that's
that's
not a
true.
real, so I
have made a lot of pancakes.
All right. Have you ever made just bacon, though?
Oh yeah.
And then just munch down a bunch of bacon and nothing else?
We've done that for dinner before. Like, what are we gonna have for dinner? Well, we got this bacon. Yeah.
All right. Everybody gets a big plate of bacon.
That sounds good.
And your arteries are hardening as a family.
Right. I got a ham in the oven at home that's on right now. I woke up
really?
this morning and it was.
Really?
I left it. I didn't touch it, and I was really tempted. But that's breakfast this morning.
That was breakfast?
That will be breakfast.
Nice. I'm coming home with you. Do I have to wear a mask?
Yes. Paper bag, please.
Actually, you have to stay in the front yard, Scott,
Yeah.
with the dogs.
Yeah.
All right. Cookies on the list, of course. Chocolate cake, cupcake, scones. Well, I'm looking for something weird. It's somebody. What's Victoria's sponge?
It's like a thing. It's
like a cake?
I think maybe. I don't know.
Oh, you don't.
I'm trying to
it's a
pretend like I
thing.
know. I have no idea.
And I had this yesterday. This one's called rhubarb crumble, and I had rhubarb custard today from Loretta. Yesterday, and I had some again this morning for breakfast.
Very nice.
All right.
Actually, speaking of crazy, last night for dinner we had some croissants left over that we were about to go bad. And we took those croissants and we made a this blueberry cinnamon bread pudding with the croissants, and that was our dinner with some sausage.
No.
Yeah.
Blueberries and sausage?
Well, it was breakfast sausage. There was breakfast for dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Number 21, I don't even know if I want to know what this is. A fruit loaf.
A fruit loaf?
So like fruit cake? A fruit loaf. Well, those people were really bored on the lockdown.
Is that like one of those? Remember in the '80s, the friendship bread? Remember those?
No.
It was like it was almost like a sourdough starter, but for like weird fermented fruit stuff. My parents used to do it. And you would like put some in a little Ziploc baggie and then give it to a friend as a starter, and it had to like ferment on your fridge for months. And
that sounds disgusting.
It was really gross. Yeah.
It sounds disgusting.
It was basically like fermented fruitcake.
All right. So we have fruit loaf. We're still wondering what it is. A millionaire's shortbread. That must be a big one.
I'm down for any kind of shortbread.
Yeah. Let's see. Sticky toffee pudding. Never heard of that before.
Ooh, that sounds good. I think that's very British.
Oh. Rainbow cake. My favorite, iced buns.
I like little iced buns.
Well, I'm kind of tore up between hot cross buns at number 28 and iced buns at number 37. Red velvet cake. I know there are a lot of people that do that. In fact, that cupcake up on the top, second from the top shelf there, that is a red velvet cupcake with a number 1 on it for our first birthday 8 years ago.
Wow.
And it still looks fresh, doesn't it?
I thought it was like a sculpture. Or like those candles.
No, it's an actual cupcake.
You've seen those make like candles or soaps that look really realistic? I thought that's what it was.
But that's actual real proving that red velvet cake is even better than Twinkies for survival.
That's crazy,
it's been out in the open air for 8 years, and it still looks like a real ready-to-eat cupcake, doesn't it?
It really does. That's crazy.
It's gross. All right. Banoffee pie. Never heard of that. Macaroons. That's all right. Drip cake. And then
cake.
I've heard this before, but I don't know what it is. Blondies.
Oh, blondies. It's like it's essentially like a brownie, but without chocolate.
Oh.
They're actually really good. Imagine a chocolate chip cookie recipe without chocolate chips.
Nice.
In a pan.
Okay. I was so glad you didn't say it's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
And then the really boring people during the lockdown, they made pretzels.
Hey, there's nothing boring about pretzels.
Oh, there is the most boring place in America, though.
What's that?
It is Boring, Oregon.
Boring,
Yes.
Oregon.
Funny named places you could visit on a holiday weekend.
Okay,
Boring, Oregon. Why Arizona?
Why not?
I think actually the whole state should be called Y. Have you ever been to Arizona?
I actually really like Arizona.
Do you?
I like the Red Rocks. They're really
cool. So I guess you got a point there. Sedona's awesome, and the whole area around Sedona and the Grand Canyon,
like Quartzsite and all that. It's and like being outside at night in the desert is pretty magical on a clear night. Yeah, it's almost like you're already up in the stars. It's crazy.
I stayed had some property years ago up around where they have the funny trees. They only have them in
the Joshua trees.
The Joshua tree forest right next to it, and actually it was very cool. My campsite had a Joshua tree in it, and there's only 2 places that Joshua trees grow, and that is Arizona and California, and they grow in a very specific climates. In fact, the Joshua tree forest I know in Arizona is protected. It looks like it's in maybe only 20 acres of Joshua trees, very, very small.
Yeah, it was vandalized a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, I think. Someone went through and just destroyed about half the trees.
One of those U2 fans.
Yeah, probably. U2.
Wanted to know what
fans.
But I guess the place in California and the place in Arizona are like at the same latitude, something like that. Latitude,
that makes sense.
Something like that. I don't know all the science. I just pretend.
Right.
Because I'm from Why Not, Mississippi, which is just like Why, Arizona. Yeah.
But why not?
This is a very, very cool place. Very hip. You wouldn't expect to find it in this state. It's a dance. It's a disco. It's Disco Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. Bounce, bow, wow.
I'm scared. Loafers Glory, North Carolina. Handsome Eddie, New York. I've been here. That. Lovely Ladies, New Jersey.
Nice.
Yes, you got sent here once. Husband to Pennsylvania. Another one in Tennessee. They like their funny name. Sweet Lips, Tennessee.
Ooh, I like that.
All the single people live in Lonelyville, New York.
No.
All the intoxicated people live in The Bottle, Alabama.
I thought they lived in Chihuahua.
Then, of course, there's always that one town, Condemned Bar, California. And then our own Grumpy John from Cranky Corner, Louisiana.
Nice.
That's for you, Grumpy. I actually have been to this one, Hell, Michigan.
Hell, Michigan?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that just Michigan?
Pretty much. Actually, the top third of the state's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, but the bottom 2/3, that's a hard state.
I've got some friends that moved there recently, like a couple of years ago, and they live like right on like Lake Michigan.
Oh wow!
And they keep sending always posting pictures during the winter, and I don't why would it's literally like a hellscape.
Northern Michigan is
insane.
Beautiful, but there are so many, and especially for somebody from the Pacific Northwest, there are so many people, even in Indiana, because where I was actually lived, but I go up and vacation up in Upper Michigan. There are so many people. It's unbelievable, and the crime So when I first started going up to Michigan, because Indiana is ugly. I mean, there is nothing redeeming about Indiana. They don't even really have state parks because there's nothing pretty about it. I mean, it really is a gruesome state. And in the summertime, it's almost claustrophobic because there's no hills, and you're going down these weird county roads they have with no shoulders, and there happens to be lots of horses and wagons on them too, because big Amish communities, and the corn's 10 feet tall. That's all you can see. It's like cornfield, Walmart, cornfield, 7-Eleven, cornfield, Target. You don't see anything, that you don't have a horizon, I guess. And then in the wintertime, it's like you've entered some kind of Mad Max thing because everything's dead and brown.
That makes
sense. You crave Washington. And hence why I ended up back in Chihuahua.
Right.
Exactly. But I lost my train of thought with that whole story. It had something to do with Hell, Michigan. Oh, Michigan. Property hunting and trying to find a house in Michigan. I knew there was a problem right away because all the homes had bars on the windows.
I just can't stand wind, and it's always like those people that get those lake winds coming off the lakes, and I couldn't. That's why I can't live in the Tri-Cities. My parents are down in the Tri-Cities. I can't live there.
Was Alaska windy?
Yeah.
Because you were up there.
Yeah, up in the valley. We were in the valley. It was sort of a glacier-fed valley, and the winds would come across that glacier. And what happens is they pick up the glacial silt, the little fine dust particles from the glacier, and then it sandblasts everything in the valley, like your siding and your cars, and it'll be 20, 30 below zero with an 80-mile-an-hour wind of like this fine grit sand, and it's miserable.
Like Wyoming in the wintertime. Well, the wind in the summertime, too. I was hoping, I moved there fall and then winter, and I was hoping summer would be a reprieve from the wind. But no, it was like a 40-mile-an-hour blow dryer in your face. It was just as bad as the wintertime. It was horrible. And I managed to KOA, and people come in those big rigs, into the campground stuff, and they're just beat from trying to hold that rig on the road all day. And it was like the common question, does the wind blow like this all the time? Because they got head out the next day or whatever, and I look at them and go, no, only like 6 days a week.
And where was this?
Douglas, Wyoming.
Douglas, Wyoming. Yeah, Wyoming gets pretty windy.
Yeah, at 6 and that was my answer. No, the wind doesn't always blow like this. Just like Monday through Saturday.
Yeah.
The rest of the time, it's pretty cool.
But, that was one of our criteria when we were trying to find a place to settle when we moved here, was we were looking for a place that has not very much wind, and we started looking at the weather patterns. And then we move here, and we constantly have air quality warnings because there's not enough wind to move the air out.
Just be thankful you're not in Spokane. It's
I'll
all
take
with
it.
the
I'll
haze.
take it.
All right, Sandwich, Massachusetts, a great place to eat lunch, and breakfast is Oatmeal, Texas. All right, Pie Town, New Mexico for dessert.
I can get down with that.
All right, and if you like those greasy spoons, why not just spend a week in Greasy, Oklahoma?
Greasy.
And then, as you know, Tennessee topped the list. So out of these like 20, I think Tennessee has 3 of them. We're going to end it right here with Lick the Skillet, Tennessee. But make sure it's cooled off.
Yes.
That's why they all talk funny in Tennessee.
Probably had cornbread in it.
Cornbread.
So speaking of, I looked up this fruit loaf.
Okay.
Yeah, it's traditionally Irish or Scottish. It's like a sort of a dense bread with dried fruit in it that you have with tea.
Huh.
Yeah, it actually looks quite delicious.
Huh.
Yeah.
It looks better than a fruit cake.
Yeah, it's made with dark brown sugar, black tea, golden raisins.
All right.
Yeah, so it's got like raisins and stuff.
All right.
It's a thing.
So I'm going to save this one for the next time Mike Bentz is in because it's make golf enjoyable again, and it's kind of insulting. So I'm going to save that for him. It's for those of us that can't golf well. I did find this one, though, and I don't know if you've ever been with anybody yourself. Have you ever picked on your waiter or waitress?
Picked on them?
Yeah, picked on them.
I try to.
I had a friend who was horrible.
Good spirited.
Good in a good spirited way.
Yeah.
He was the most serious person and had this horrible scowl where he could just, you felt like, oh my gosh, I've done something so wrong. Mm-hmm. And he would always mess with the server, like ask him stupid questions in a very serious tone and look like, where does this water come from? And they'd be all confused. I remember the one lady one time where she says, the faucet? And he's like, oh my God, and where does it come before that? And the little girl's just dumbfounded.
These are all right chicken legs.
That's
Where
right.
are the left chicken legs?
Exactly. I ordered left chicken legs. So here's just a couple ways to mess with your server now that we can go back into the restaurants. Okay. But if you mess with the server in a fun way, like Chuck says, you do have to tip more than 20%.
Yes.
Okay. That's the rule if you want to do this. I like this one. Order the identical meal as your friend. When the waitress puts them down on the table, give her a really dirty look and switch the plates. Then shake your head as if you've never seen anything that stupid before.
I like that one.
That is good. All right. Order a grilled cheese sandwich, but order it medium rare.
I like my grilled cheese well done, thank you.
Yes, and then order your drink and then add, hold the raisins this time.
Why people put raisins in everything?
I don't know. I don't think, you know what? I love a handful of raisins until you put them in something, especially a cookie.
Yeah, I love all dried fruits except raisins. I can't take them. I don't know why.
Even by themselves?
Oh, I can't stand them.
They're a great snack. Oh, come on, live a little, Chuck.
I did see a company's making, they have like all these different flavored raisins. They have like sour raisins and cherry and watermelon.
Oh yeah, if you go to the raisins,
lemonade.
I hadn't been to and I hadn't eaten raisins in years, and I was just like, okay, I try to get simple things when I'm up in kettle because I hate to cook, and I was like, oh, I haven't had raisins forever. I mean, I saw some on the shelf, and I went over there to pick them up, and then I realized there was like 20 different styles of raisins, and I'm like, wow, what happened to the poor raisin? And they just can't find anything that makes it taste really good. So they keep trying to dress it up. And I don't think anything goes with a raisin, just my opinion.
I don't know. I like a good prune.
Huh?
I like a good prune.
I'll leave that one alone.
Right?
Way alone. You're all by yourself there, Chuck.
Prunes are good.
They wrote what? Actual excerpts from term papers and exams as collected in the book Ignorance is Bliss, Mangled Moments of History from Actual College Students. This is by Professor Anders Henriksen. All right? These are good. These are all things, I guess, that college students have wrote. The mother of Jesus was Mary, who was different from other women because of her immaculate contraption.
How do you work this thing?
All right. Alexander the Great conquered Persia, Egypt, and Japan, and sadly, he died with no hairs.
Oh.
Heirs, I think that was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But hairs, yes.
No hairs.
All right.
As in the soft, fluffy, floppy kind, or the ones on your head?
Yeah, the ones on, I think, yeah. All right. Friars were required, friars like kind of like a monk, right?
Yeah.
All right. So friars were required to take a vow of pottery.
I bet you they're really fired up about that one. Yeah. Oh my God. I just said that. Sorry.
That's all right.
I apologize, everybody.
Ivan the Terrible started life as a child, a fact that troubled his later personality. Okay. Sir Isaac Newton invented the Newton.
The fig or the fruit?
I don't know. I don't think they did either. Germany's William II had a chimp on his shoulder. It sounds like papers I would have wrote.
Yeah.
Hitler's instrumentality of terror was the gazpacho.
Nothing like a
Gestapo.
Nothing like a good cold soup to scare the masses, right?
All right. Stalin, Roosevelt, Churchill, and Truman were known as the Big Three.
That's right.
But I can't count. All right. Hardest words to spell by each state. Can I start off with Alabama just because it's at the top of the list? Cousin.
Hard to spell, easy to love.
You think they'd know that one?
Right?
So, there's apparently it's the hardest word to spell ever. Beautiful. Because it's the hardest word to spell in Arizona, Arkansas, California, Washington, Illinois, Massachusetts. I mean, it's like the biggest one. North Carolina. All states you think that could spell.
Well,
and Wisconsin.
I always had trouble with that word, but I'd like to thank Jim Carrey for teaching me how to spell that one.
Yeah?
From the, what was the movie he did where he was the news anchor and he got God powers?
Oh,
is that
Almighty. Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, Bruce Almighty. Because in there he says B-E-A, beautiful. So now I know how to spell beautiful.
Oh, that's good.
B-E-A, beautiful.
So let's see. In Delaware, they can't spell decision.
Are you sure that's not Washington, D.C.?
No, Washington, D.C. is permanent. That's a word they can't spell.
We can all hope.
I think this would go for every state, but in Florida, it's hors d'oeuvres. Georgia was supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, which is super easy to... No, it's not.
No.
All right. In Hawaii, they have a hard time spelling grateful. Idaho can't handle businesses. Sorry. I know we come in really well in Post Falls and Coeur d'Alene and Hayden Lake. I'm sorry. All right, Maine, they can't spell Connecticut.
Why would you want to?
And why would you want to? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious ends up on the list for Michigan and Minnesota. Mississippi has a hard time spelling the word gray. Even though I don't think it matters if you use an A or an E. Yeah, but they still have a hard time with it.
How many words in the English language it doesn't matter how you spell them?
I don't know.
That's weird. It's hard to get it wrong.
The only one I know about is the word orange in German. You know what it is?
What's that?
Orange.
Wow.
Yeah, that one always messed me up. Nebraska can't spell nocturnal. I can't
even
say it. Nevada can't spell probably.
Probably not.
Or the word odds.
Odds.
Yes. North Dakota, they can't spell the word yacht, mainly because nobody's ever seen one. Oh, hey, all my family's from there. It's okay, I can make fun of them.
Yuck it.
Yeah, and actually, if it's a guy answering the phone in North Dakota, you can't tell who it is.
No?
They all sound the same. They really do. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You betcha.
Oh, you betcha. Uh-huh.
Betcha.
Mm-hmm.
Did you milk the goats yet?
Yeah. Don't you know? Rhode Island can't spell the word dying. Huh. Seems pretty simple. South Dakota, it's chaos. All right.
Chaos.
And they're all safe in Wyoming because none of them can spell fiancé. All right. Picking on the other states there.
Is that similar to cousin?
It is.
Yeah.
Exact same thing almost. Were you listening to the radio yesterday?
I was not.
All right. Were you on the online looking at news or anything?
News, yeah, sure.
All right. You might get some applause then if you can solve today's hole in the headline because it was a big story yesterday right here on the morning show.
Okay.
Blank were the cause of mysterious Google internet outages.
Pigeons.
Pigeons. No, you weren't hip yesterday.
No.
Cows.
Cows.
Yeah, a field of cows. Cows kept stepping on and off a fiber optic line that had fallen to the ground, causing Google to have problems.
Wow. That was close.
Yes.
Pigeons,
yes.
cows.
One of the biggest countries in America undone by cows.
That's crazy.
All right. I got a squiz for you.
Okay.
Do you know what a squiz is?
It's a small quiz.
No, it's a summer quiz. It's squiz. True or false for after each question, okay?
Okay.
It's hotter in the summertime because the Earth is closer to the sun.
No.
You're right. That's false. It is not closer to the sun. It's just tilted differently.
Right.
All right. If you stare at the sun, even during an eclipse, you can go blind.
If you can burn your retinas out.
Exactly. If you go swimming less than an hour after eating, you're going to get stomach cramps and you could drown.
That is not true.
That is not true.
No.
Eating bananas will attract mosquitoes, while eating garlic will repel them. It's a tough one.
I've heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think it's true.
It says false.
Is it false?
Yes. You can get a sunburn through a window.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, definitely. You can get a redneck tan driving your car.
You know, when one of the worst days, speaking of the hot, cloudy weather this weekend, one of the worst days to watch out for sunburns, especially for swimming, is on a cloudy day. Yeah.
The refraction.
Yeah. It's bad.
Yeah. If you're stung by a jellyfish while swimming in the ocean, you should have someone urinate on the sting.
Yes, that's 100% true.
Are you sure about that?
Yep.
I'm still awake, and now I have to pee.
No, Chuck, if you're stung by a jellyfish and you're unfortunate enough to have that happen to you, don't add insult to injury by letting someone pee on you.
Is that not true?
It is not true. Experts recommend carefully scraping off any tentacles that have adhered to your skin and treating the sting with the typical things you would treat a sting with: vinegar, baking soda, ice pack, salt water, hot water, even meat tenderizer will work. But please do not use urine.
Okay, well, I won't do that anymore then.
Yay!
Sorry, everybody.
Yay! Darn it, I was hoping to find someone, though. No. All right, here we go. It's estimated the average person does this 22 times a day.
Farts.
No, it's going to happen in your kitchen.
Washes your hands?
22 times a day?
Yeah, that's
Let's
pretty
do
excessive.
non-coronavirus.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to do the same thing I do with Gene. Think big picture, Chuck.
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen, 22 times in a day.
Opens the refrigerator door.
Exactly. There you go. That's
it?
using your noggin. And get a full round of applause for that. Whoa, 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 whoa.
If you're a teenager, that number triples.
Yes. Or Scott, because there's never anything in my fridge, but I keep opening it, hoping something has magically appeared.
My kids went through our refrigerator yesterday and cleaned out anything that was out of date or anything that was bad or anything that was, our refrigerator's empty now. Just full on empty.
There's all sorts of mysterious stuff back there. Ooh, mystery meat. All right, so this celebrity, still around today, got her first car in 1962. It was a coral-colored Austin Healey. Who is she?
What? How much?
You want to ask a question about her?
Is she famous?
Yes.
Is she an actress?
In cartoons.
In cartoons?
Yes.
What? Phyllis
Yes.
Diller?
No.
I don't-
She's not actually alive.
Was she ever alive?
No.
Man, was it
Got her first car in 1962. She's still around today. She's not actually alive. It was a coral-colored Austin Healey. Who is she?
Barbie?
Yes, there you go, Chuck. Oh, man, there you go. No, it's my mom.
It took a little bit of doing.
All right. When the Titanic sank, there were 7,500 pounds of what on board? You've talked about this food already today.
Ham?
That's right. There was a 7,500 pounds of ham, baby.
Wow.
Okay. When it first appeared on the market in 1886, what was billed as an esteemed brain tonic and intellectual beverage?
Coca-Cola.
Exactly. Wow, you are on a roll. First one of these in 1938 was just 25 cents. And this is a horrible way to... the first time this was set... In 1938, it was just 25 cents.
The first time it was set?
Yes. They used the first one of these, but it wasn't. It was the first time this was ever set up. It was the first time it was initiated, and it was just 25 cents. We would be appalled at that today.
Phone call?
Think work.
think work. The first time it was set. Minimum wage.
There you go. All right.
Wage.
According to authorities, the people most often killed during bank robberies are whom?
Police officers.
No, it's the robbers.
The robbers.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Well, remind me to cancel my bank robbing plans
There
this
you
weekend.
go. Which one is the lie? Each one has a fact, and you decide which one is the lie. More men than women sleep in the nude. The average lifespan of a Major League Baseball is 40 pitches. 10% of grown men say they never wash their underwear. Which one is the lie?
I'm gonna have to, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to go with the underwear.
Oh, it's average lifespan of Major League pitch. Baseball is 40 pitches a lie. It's actually 7 pitches, and they get a new one.
See, I had that up. I wasn't listening.
Which means that 10% of grown men never wash their underwear is true.
I was thinking one of those was true and the other 2 were false.
10? Never? It's not like a shower curtain. You got to wash them.
Maybe you just buy new ones all the time.
Oh. My daughter had a roommate, and she said that about her roommate. She doesn't wash her clothes.
Yeah.
She just buys new ones. She said, you opened the bedroom door, and it was like 3 feet of clothes. That's kind of a weird thing.
I've got a sock thing. I love clean. I love clean socks, like brand new socks, not even washed socks, brand new socks.
Brand new socks.
And
okay.
I've always thought if I was rich, one of my quirks would be I would never ever wear a pair of socks twice. But
You're not rich?
I'm not rich.
All
I can
right.
afford that.
All right. It takes an average
wasteful.
It takes an average American 40 days to make enough money to pay for a year's worth of what?
Takes how long to?
It takes an average American 40 days to make enough money to pay for a year's worth of what? So 40 straight days of pay and work would cover you for a year with this.
Well, I'm not going to say mortgage because that's too much.
not.
No. Is it a food product?
It is food, period.
It's food.
It's food.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes an average American 40 days to make enough money to pay for the year's worth of food.
I was going to go with oatmeal, but
Oh, yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot of oatmeal.
That's a lot of oatmeal. I
Yeah.
feel plugged up just thinking about it. Americans throw away about 2 billion of these a year, and they're sharp.
Razor blades.
Razor blades is right. You are so sharp.
Nice.
16 billion of these are made a year. It's a snack. It's one of America's favorites.
Twinkies.
There's 3 parts to it.
3 parts to it. One of America's favorite snacks.
And if I tell you dip it in milk, you're going to have it.
Cookies.
There's 3 parts to it.
Donuts?
It's a kind of cookie.
Oreos.
There you go.
Oreos.
All right.
Oreos.
Did I fool you with the 3 parts because 2 of the parts are the same?
Yeah, that's only.
Yeah,
That's
all
2
right.
parts.
That was a kind of a trick question. I'm sorry. All right, last ones, I think. Nope. Hey, Chuck, you are so free. You made it through.
Did I
today's
really?
Trivia.
Oh, okay.
I don't think there's another one. Oh, no, I'm wrong.
Okay.
In the U.S., there are roughly 5,600 people practicing what profession? And this profession, wow.
Attorneys? Lawyers?
No, has to do with music.
Has to do with music.
And it's-
radio DJs?
No, no. Music has to do with a musical instrument.
What was the number?
Roughly 5,600 people practicing what profession? And this profession has to do with a particular musical instrument.
Banjo players.
No. Piano tuning.
Piano tuning.
Piano
Okay.
tuning. 5,600 people, piano tuners in America.
That's a good, respectable
It
job.
is. If you've done this to your computer, you're not alone. About 1 in 3 of us has.
Thrown it out the window.
Nope, spilled liquid on it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, remember that brand new HP laptop that your wife dumped a cup of coffee on? And it went started smoking. I actually seen that happen.
I dropped my phone in a sink full of water this morning. Oh. I was terrified. It's fine.
By the way, when you loaned me your phone yesterday,
Yeah?
I dropped it in the toilet.
Oh, did you? Okay, that's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I wiped it off, though.
Oh, thank you.
All right. George Harrison, my sweet lord. It's KCHW, and we will be right back.
Okay.
all the times I was losing, for all the times I was down. This time is for every time I prayed that I'd be found. For all the years I was running, ain't nothing gonna hold me down. I can feel the heavens open up, I feel it now. Said I'm too young to die, and I'm not too old to try. So here I go, I'm on my way. Said I've been holding on, cause I'm almost home. I can feel the sun rays. For all the times I was losing, for all the times I was down. This time is every time I pray that I'll be found. For all the years I was running, ain't nothing gonna hold me down. I can feel the heavens open up, I feel it now. This one's for the glory. Said I can feel the glory. This one's for the glory. Said I can feel the glory. Most, yeah. I can feel the triumph in my bones, covered by the blood, I'm so gone in my zone. Heart of a lion, the prize got my eyes on. The kingdom, the glory of Zion. Man on fire for all the times that we lost. My demons, I'm beyond and phenom. Mouth gold, the heavens bless the story. This is more than me, this is for the glory. I'm too young to die, and I'm not too old to try. So here I go, I'm on my way. Said I've been holding on, cause I'm almost home. I can feel the sun rays. For all the times I was losing, for all the times I was down. This time is every time I pray that I'll be found. For all the years I was running, ain't nothing gonna hold me down. I can feel the heavens open up, I feel it now. This one's for the glory. Said I can feel the glory. This one's for the glory. Said I can feel the glory. Said I'm too young to die, and I'm not too old to try. So here I go, I'm on my way. Said I've been holding on, cause I'm almost home. I can feel the sun rays. All the times I was losing, all the times I was down. This time is every time I pray that I'll be found. For all the years I was running, ain't nothing gonna hold me down. I can feel the heavens open up, I feel it now. This one's for the glory. Said I can feel the glory. This one's for the glory. Said I can feel the glory.
KCHW, Chewelah.